So let's do a nice little deep dive. Welcome everybody. Thank you for tuning in. It is Zaf Blanigan, and today we are going to talk about some good old season 2 Jamie changes. And I'm not gonna lie, it's just a little bit more epic than I thought it was gonna be. So now I know everybody's been highly anticipating this, like a newly fresh pair of Jordans that's about to be released on a Saturday morning in your local mall. And so I already have the notes ready. All right, I'm gonna quickly FADC it on the screen. Thing, you know, can't show you all everything right now because we got to go through it nice and slow. Okay, but as always, like the video, comment below, let me know what you think. What are your favorite changes? How do you feel about season 2 so far? And let us begin with Jamie changes. All right, so let me pop up this bad boy. Let's begin, everybody. All right, I'm gonna ignore some of these because some of these are just like modern shit that I don't care about. Okay, so we're gonna start with the stuff that matters. All right, so wheel punch, which is his back throw. The distance has been increased between the characters when the opponent is thrown into the corner. Okay, this is what it looks like. See that fucking crazy ass? He just yeets himself. He moonwalks across the screen, right? Yeah, so this is not a big deal. This is pretty cool for me. This is a plus 26, I believe. If I were to look at the values, yeah, plus 26. So if I drink here, I'm minus 24. Okay. Which is not good because then people can just, you know, fuck you up like that. So yeah, basically back throw into drink it's not really a thing anymore because you can just get punished all day. All right, so be very, very careful trying to do this. This change is a welcome one though, because you know, if you're pressuring and then somebody now back throws you, right, they don't get okie, so it's not bad. Actually, I think you can get okie. You can't get meterless okie, that's the thing. So like, I'm pretty sure I can't dash up and throw. Yeah, I can't dash up and throw. I'm trying to micro walk, fastest throw. See, yeah, it doesn't work. Out of range. Trying to delay. See, it doesn't work. But you can do stuff like this. You know, people are showing a tendency to try to contest you. And you can do, you know, stuff like that, but at least it requires meter, so it's not like brain dead like it used to be. So this is a welcome change. Mainly this is for those situations when people perfect parry you on defensive situations, and you know, matches can change momentum off of that interaction very quickly, especially because of how strong throw loops are in this game. So that's like a nice way of reducing the overall pressure of situations like that. So it's a welcome change in my opinion. I like it. I do wish you could still get like a drink. If we could at least get like a throw into a drink cancel, I think that would be pretty cool, but it's all good. So let's see. Standing medium punch is now +1. So the advantage on block has changed from +1 to +2. Okay. So this is a big change. This is a huge change. Okay. Make our boy block. As you see, it is +2. Okay, so why is this good? I'll tell you why. Because now this is a true frame trap. All right, you cannot trade with lights like you could in the prior patch. Before, if I were to delay it, we would trade like, I'm gonna try to delay it by a frame. It's gonna be very difficult, but that would happen. Okay, but now this is the real deal Holyfield, baby. So you have to hold this pressure, okay? And another reason why this is good, we will bring it up in a second when we talk about the target combo change. But yeah, it's a lot of like snowball effects that happened with the changes to Jamie's tool set. So yeah, this is pretty cool. Now this will trade, okay? Which is not the end of the world that you can't, you know, get a trade combo off of this, but I at least like the idea of like because of the buff to crouching medium punch that we're going to talk about, that, you know, going for this often does make sense, especially when you're trying to stagger somebody. All right, and then us trading here is just like, okay, it's not a big deal. And I still have +5 frames of advantage, so I can move first. Right, maybe throw out a poke or something like that. Maybe Rekka. Okay. Welcome change. I like it a lot. There are some very subtle ramifications to this. Okay. One of which is when I do this, it's now +6. Why is that ridiculous? Well, because now this into this is a true block string. Okay. So before, what I was doing was I would do this when I wanted to like get some additional drive chip, like you can see in the upper right. Right underneath Gal's drive, underneath his health bar, his drive gauge. See all that decent amount of chip we're getting. But now, because you can do this into this, all right, you're gonna be able to do stuff like this into this, and then fish for like, you know, EX palm activates a lot easier. You can do this into Rekkas, right? Into activate, which is pretty good. This is +12 or +14. Nice, +14. That's pretty good. So that means you can frame trap into this. Okay, so that's pretty good. And then, but the biggest change about that for me personally is because this is +6 now, this into this is a legit frame trap. No more trading. This is legit. That makes me very happy, because then that is a true block string also. Okay, so this into this is a true block string. Oh, it should be. What the fuck? Oh no, it's in burnout. That's a true block string. I take that back. So this is pretty good. So there's like a lot of stability in his routes now off of stuff like this. Okay. You know, this into this is a true block string, which is pretty cool also. Okay. And then this into walk up throw is pretty good. Okay. You have to micro walk it though, because you're too far out and you have too much advantage. If you try to throw right away, I believe it will not work because of the block stun protection being 3 frames instead of 2, like on wake up. So it's pretty good. I like this change. Okay, really good considering this button does a lot of drive chip. Like, look at his bar. This does like half a bar. So a little under half, like maybe like 40% of a bar. Still pretty good, all things considered. So I really love this change a lot. Stand medium kick is now +2 on hit instead of +1. So this is kind of random at first glance, but the reason why this is significant is because before, if you were to, for example, do stand medium kick into EX palm, if you plinked it by accident, meaning your input looked anything like what I'm about to show you, where it looks like, if your input looked anything like this, okay, where you see how that first medium punch is showing before the medium and the light punch, this means it's plinked. Okay, so what happens is basically you're pressing the buttons like almost at the same time, but you're slightly pressing that medium punch first. Okay, so this is what you call a plink, a priority link. So if you were to press both buttons at the same time, as you will see here, right, you'll see Jamie, if I do medium and light, medium comes out because there's a priority. If I do medium and heavy, heavy would come out, right? As you can see, right? Light and heavy, same thing. Okay, so the heavier attacks have more priority. So if you were to press 2 buttons at the same time, right? So when you plink it, the game is seeing that you're pressing medium, okay, and then it's seeing that you're getting those 2 buttons together. So it's like, oh well, you obviously mean this, okay? But the problem is when you do a special, it will give you the input of the meterless version if you plink it. So what would happen is you would do medium kick into palm, but because it's medium into palm and then it's plinking, it would use up an extra frame basically of startup and then go into EX. So then this would sometimes not combo because you accidentally plinked it when you went to go do this. Okay, but now there's an extra frame of advantage. So even if I accidentally plink it, this always combos, which is pretty cool. But another reason why this buff is really, really dope is because if I with punish, this now combos. This did not combo before. And this is huge for plenty of reasons why I'm going to show you. Okay. We'll talk about that in a second. But that's a pretty significant change. All right. So now you can probably get like pretty cool meaty setups and stuff like that off of it. All things considered. Pretty dope. Next, this is my number 2 favorite change. You'd think it would be number 1, but it's actually number 2. I will get to number 1 pretty soon. But this is my second favorite change. The crouching medium punch changes everything. This is such a subtle change on the surface level, but the iceberg and the ripples in the water, all the effects from this one small ramification, it changes a lot of things for Jamie. Okay, so now it's changed on hit from +3 to +5, and on block it's changed from 0 to -1. This makes me a little sad, I'm not gonna lie to you, because I had drive rush, crouching jab, crouch strong into crouching jab, true block strings and stuff like that I don't have access to anymore. But it's not the end of the world. It's okay. It kind of messes up some of my meaty setups too, like after Rekka's in the corner, but and double palm at level 4, but it's okay. We'll just adjust. It's not a big deal. So the advantage, this is significant. Okay, let me go on the other side of the screen. Let's go over here. Okay, so now this is +5, as you can see. Okay, what does that mean? Well, now you can actually combo after it. Before, you would hit it and it was awkward and there was nothing you can do. So you had to commit whenever you did it. You had to commit into this, which means you're using up a lot of meter, which you don't want to do, especially at level 0, where he doesn't really do much damage. And then, you know, you commit, I guess, to specials, but like, you know, it just didn't make sense. Okay, you had to get counter hit or punish counter with it, which was really rare because it's such a stubby button. So using this, you just weren't really incentivized to using it. But now, because it's +5, you get this. Okay, and even better, you get this, which is huge. Okay, this is massive. So naturally, you just get more combo opportunities, which I am all for. But then things get juicier, get a little spicier. If you counter hit with it, now it's +7. So now if you hit with it up close, you can get strong. Okay, just really big. You can get, you know, the same combos from earlier, and that did pretty decent damage, right? Let's see how much exactly that did. That did about 2557. That's pretty good for a meterless combo. I will take that all day. All right, so that's pretty dope. I'm happy with that. Now, if I hit it a little bit far out where I can't really get the second crouch and medium punch, fear not, brethren, we have low forward. Now we get this naturally, which is pretty fucking sick. Okay, so I like this a lot. All right, so now his footsies have actually been enhanced because his approach has been diversified. He can do other things now. He doesn't have to really become this linear one-trick pony in footsies, because now he can convert in so many different ways, right? So this is pretty cool. All right, so now what else can we do? Oh, because it has the additional advantage, right? The hit advantage. Now on punish counter, you get this, which is massive. All right, before you used to get this into this, right? Which was like, okay, who gives a shit, right? And who cares? Like, wow, cool. But now you're doing this, and look how much more damage I'm doing. Right? This is pretty sick. Okay, all things considered. So even at like, let me go to drink level. I didn't realize I was at fucking drink level 1. So even if I do this, that is pretty good damage. That's almost a quarter of their health bar off of this, right? With Oki. So this is pretty good. Almost 30%. That's pretty sick. I like that a lot. Okay, so that's pretty good. And then of course the other nice stipulation regarding this is if I drive rush, I can now naturally get this, which is pretty sick. Okay, so even with the drive rush scaling changes, this is still pretty good because this offers me something I didn't have before. Before it was this into target combo, which didn't do much damage anyways, right? Which was like whatever. But now I'm getting this. Okay, so that's pretty good. So the hitbox on this move is spectacular, by the way. If you don't know what it looks like, I will show you right now. So let me slow down. So yeah, this hitbox is pretty superior, not gonna lie. This is quite a disjoint. So this should be your main poke for, you know, checking drive rushes and stuff like that. Okay, so now let's talk about another significant, this is the most significant part of this change. Okay, now because this move has additional hit stun, this naturally combos into this. Why is this a big fucking deal? Allow me to demonstrate. Now you will be able to basically get nice damage and level up and Oki all at the same time in the corner. So now his corner pressure has been even intensified tenfold. He's even better in the corner. He's even more immaculate. So now you can do things like this. And look how much damage, Oki, and I got the level up. Look at all three of those elements I just got off of that one scenario. So this is massive. Okay, this is massive. So this crouch strong buff giving you the EX is insane. So now here are some routes that before were like whatever, right? Didn't really give us much. Forward heavy kick, right, on punish counter, it's +7, right? So when you would whiff punish with this, you know, if you had like target combo, you just do this, right? Or you could do this, which is like, okay, that's cool, that's all right, not a big deal. But now because you can do this, you can get this. I just got 35% almost off of a whiff punish, and I got a level up. With Oki. See? So now you can kind of see that there's a flow. There's an ebb and flow going on with all of these changes. And it only gets more and more drastic. Ironically, the more of the subtle changes we're about to talk about in a bit, okay? So this is insane. You guys gotta bear with me. This is why it took a long time to adjust this, you know, and take these notes and stuff like that. So we'll talk about the summary notes at the end, but we're gonna just go through this change log one by one, okay? So yeah, this is pretty good. And now look, if I do this into super, look how much damage I'm doing. 38% off a whiff punish, all because Gal did this, right? Or it's pretty sick. It's pretty sick, I'm not gonna lie. Another thing too that's really sick is like, let's say you get like, you know, stuff like that. Okay. I mean, granted, you would never really want to go for a crouch strong after that if you can get this, because you can get crouch fierce. But regardless, point stands, this is gonna be really good. These buffers, look at that, almost 30% off a whiff punish. Oh, I can even actually, I think I can get. Wow, 30%. That's insane. Look at that. 30%. 30%, baby. Oh my goodness. That's pretty good. So I really love this change a lot. It changes so much. Like it's pretty ridiculous, I'm not gonna lie. And so now, because of, for example, this buff, so this string right here, using stand strong to go for staggers, you get staggered like a counter hit stand strong. You're +7, you get this. Look at that. Insane. It's pretty sick. So now let's go on to our next change. So the crouching medium kick change, basically the hurt box on the foot, right, has been expanded a little bit. So it says right here it's upwards between frames 18 and 27 only when the attack whiffs. All right, so let's check that out. So basically there's like a universal nerf to low forwards in this game, which I'm fine with, because low forward dry rush was annoying. All right, so it's just a little bit higher, so it looks like. Okay, so it's just gonna be easier for people to actually like poke it with mid attacks and stuff like that. Okay, so I'm not mad at it. I like it. Next, crouching heavy kick. So when the first attack is blocked, the second attack changes to a high attack. I hate this change, to be honest, because the move is already really negative. I don't like this change. I don't even understand the reason for it, especially if they nerf the advantage on block. I think that shit is kind of lame, but whatever. So now basically what would happen is when you would do sweep and a player would block it, right? If they walked back during the second hit, they got hit. All right, so now it's a high, so you can block it and then stand up for whatever reason. I think that shit is lame. The recovery changed from 28 to 29 frames when the attack is blocked. So now it's an extra frame of recovery. So now it's -11 instead of -10, which is not a big deal. They reduced the combo count additional value for the first attack. Okay, so I guess that's just for the sake of like juggle combos and whatnot. All right, so jump heavy kick. So the hurt box present around the foot on the last frame of startup has been removed. Okay, so the hurt box present around the feet on the last frame of startup. Okay, so what is that exactly? Let's find out. Let me go on a slow down. Ah, okay, interesting. So I guess it just makes it so it's harder to anti-air this button. That's the only thing I can really make out of that change. Because it says hurt box, it's not hitbox, so it's more for if they're reducing it, that means they're trying to make it more difficult to actually hit it. All right. So tensei kicks is a bug fix. Fix an issue where luminous dive kick could not be performed using simple inputs after a jump cancel when the Devil's Song, which is level 2, was active during drink level 1 through 3 while using modern controls. Okay, so I don't, whatever. Back heavy punches, pushback has been reduced. This is levels, this is every level? Oh, it's level 4. Okay, so now this doesn't push back as far. It's not a big deal, I guess. It did used to push back a little further. I think it was like here or something like that. So I don't think this is too crazy. But it's only on block. It's not on Oh, it's actually pushback in general. Wait, so this actually might give you... This might give you more stable... Oh yeah, that doesn't work on counter hit. I don't know why this doesn't work on counter hit, but... Okay, it just makes this a little bit more stable. Just a little bit. I mean, it still kind of whiffs, but... Yeah. So... I think, honestly, this is more so... This is probably just for the mind game aspect of it. I don't think it's for a utility standpoint type of thing. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so... Falling Star. Okay, this is one of my favorite buffs. I don't know why people thought this wasn't confirmable, because I was definitely confirming this shit. But yeah, you can confirm this a lot easier now. So the overhead basically has an additional frame to cancel it, and there's an extra frame of hit stop and block stun, which is super dope. Okay, so this is pretty good for like once you're at level 2. This is a really good way of getting drinks. All right, so this is pretty cool. I like this change a lot. Okay, the values are still the same though. Okay, so it's still +5 up close. I guess max range it can be +6, +7-ish. If it hits a punish counter like that. So this is good to throw out against people that are doing like parries, for example. And people will be doing tap parries and they crouch block a lot. So you'll see me do this sometimes on purpose, when I know somebody's doing delay like parry OSs in their defense. I'll like stagger and then I'll just overhead. And then, you know, because I know it's gonna hit, I just look for the punish counter and then I will just target combo. Okay, so this is a welcome change for sure. Anything that helps you get drinks easier, I am all for. So this is really good. I like this a lot. Bitter Strikes, which is funny. I read this and I always think it's Rekka, but it's actually the target combo. So the light punch, light kick, medium punch, target combo, the 3-hit. Expand the hitbox forward, okay, of the first attack. Okay, so this is the stand jab part. So this part, the hitbox is a little bit more forward. Okay, I don't know exactly how far forward compared to the prior it is now, but this is further, so I will take it. The cancel timing when using a drive rush on the second attack is now 1 frame earlier. 2 frames of recovery are added to the defender on block for the second attack. Recovery when only the second attack is blocked is changed from 21 to 23 frames. Nothing. Okay, so the advantage on block is the same. So this buff is actually really good. This buff is really fucking good, and it's so subtle, and I'm going to tell you why it's good. Because now you can do this. Oops, make him block it. That is a true block string. That's a true block string now. Okay, so if you guys have been paying attention, what was I talking about with the ripple effects? I mentioned stand medium punch, and stand medium punch can now frame trap into stand light punch, and now stand light punch target combo is a true block string into crouch jab, right? So you see what I'm saying? So like, for example, look, right? So true block string. Okay, so this is really good. All right, so when you're frame trapping with this and you condition somebody, they're like, yo, I can't fucking press because of this shit, right? He just keeps confirming, and then they're gonna be passive. Boom, 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 bang. Right, so now you get this. This is a true block string, and this is really good, because not only is this a true block string, but now I get all these other cool fucking frame traps. So for example, this now frame traps. Okay, that wasn't a thing before, right? So this is really dope. So now look how much like advantage I have from doing this. See what I'm saying? Like, that shit is crazy. Right, so this is beautiful. This is a very strong change. There are some things that I am a little sad about that I didn't get the chance to use on people. which was, for example, this used to be one of my stealth ways of sneaking in command grab on people in burnout, right? But now I have so much advantage I can't do that anymore. I mean, I can do this, I guess, which leaves me +7, or right, but I have to manually delay it, so I don't really have a way to, I think, frame trap into this. Oh, okay, I can do this. Oh, never mind, there's my new way of doing it. Okay, we found a solution, guys. So I can just do this, and that's a frame trap into command grab, so that's pretty good. All right, so we just got to make some adjustments, some alterations. Not a big deal. All right, but I'm very, very happy about that. That shit is amazing. It makes me happy. So this change is huge. It's huge. The increase on the range of it too makes for, it feels like it's a lot more consistent. It doesn't drop as much. There were ranges like right here where that would definitely whiff in the last patch, where the second hit would whiff. But now you see how big the fucking hitbox is on that. Hold on, let me see if I can slow this down. See how big that hitbox is, right? So it's pretty significant. So now it's way less likely to whiff, which is something I am all for. I am all for this all day, every day. Okay, so I'm pretty happy with that. This is a really good change. I like that change a lot. Okay, so now imagine like burnout pressure and stuff like that. When somebody's in burnout, you know, you're gonna be able to get all sorts of crazy true block strings off of this. All right, so let me test it by making Val do like super true block string, true block string. Okay, that's not a true block string. So it is a 9 frame. I think it's a 9 frame, 8 frame opportunity. And then if I do a 9 frame or slower, there's a gap, which is pretty cool. I don't mind that. Okay. And remember that move right there is +2 now, right? But because he's in burnout, and I did drive rush, that's +10, bro. This is +10. That was a true block string, and this is +10. So now I could start doing all sorts of fuckery. Like I could do delay frame traps into this, right? I could do this. I could do this, right? Like a bunch of crazy shit. I could probably jump dive kick if I want to mess with people's like Twitch reactions and stuff. So there's a lot more freedom there that I'm pretty happy about. So there's a lot of really good shit. It's a lot of really good shit. So now what else we got? What is this? Oh, this is Le Target's combo. You guys know I love using this move. So the damage changed from 700 to 850. So this does more damage. Let's go to level 0. Okay. So this, I believe, does, yeah. Or unless they're saying, are they saying that it changes for only the target combo? No, that wouldn't make sense. Hold on. I don't know exactly how that's added there. All right, so they changed the damage from 700 to 850. So I'm assuming that's in general, right? I would imagine. This is kind of confusing. Combo scaling of 20% added. All right, let me see. Wait. Oh, so if I do the, let me see. Ah, okay. So it scales afterwards at 20%. Okay, that makes sense. Startup changed from 17 to 15 frames. So now this is faster. So this is one of my favorite buffs, and this is gonna be the thing that separates me from everybody else. Is gonna be this this right here. Because I already have a lot of fucked up ideas of how I'm going to use this. But one of the best things about it, I will say, is that now it naturally combos. And it's pretty easy to confirm it. And look how much damage I'm getting. It's pretty insane, I'm not gonna lie. It's pretty nuts. It's pretty nuts. But yeah, this is really good. So let's see what else. So the startup of the headbutt is faster now, so it's a little tighter for like frame traps too. Total technique frame length changed from 48 to 46. So my setup still works. If you guys don't know about my setup, it's this. Okay, because the forward heavy kick is still the same. And this still hits meaty, which is pretty cool. Okay. All right, so that's pretty cool. Oh, they extended the buffer grace period. That's pretty good because it did feel like really tight for some weird reason. So I'm glad that they made that a little easier, especially when you're trying to do it from neutral. All right, so let's talk about Rekkas. Rekkas at level 0 through 3. These are my favorite changes. From this point forward, you're gonna see basically my favorite changes. All right, this is where I think the character changes forever. Like all the stuff you saw was great, but this is when I think this character is now gonna be a fucking monster. Okay, I will explain. So drive gauge increase from the first 3 attacks, all right, have changed from 700 to 1500. Okay, so what does that mean? Well, basically the amount of bar that you're gaining is so much higher now, it's insane. Your drive gauge bar, that is. So now Jamie's drink, like the thing that was always interesting to me about him was how much potential he had to be the most unique drive gauge manager in the game, and it looks like he's starting to fulfill that. He's starting to really step into that, which is really, really dope. Okay, and so now doing stuff like this, look how much meter I'm gaining off of this. This is insane. Oh, hold on, I meant to do this off of this. Look how much drive gauge he's building off of this. It's pretty insane. So then on hit, right? So they gave you an actual reason to do Rekkas now. So if you don't have Bakai used to be the way of, like, you know, gaining a lot of drive gauge, but now you can get Rekkas, right? So at level 1 and 0, you can basically manage your drive gauge a lot with your Rekkas. So now there's a reason to do it. You know, before it was like, why would I ever do Rekkas besides going for a drink? There's no reason. But now they've given that, like, the Rekkas are your means of managing your drive gauge, right? Or chipping your opponent's drive gauge, whatever. And then, you know, your damage would come from Bakai, right? Oki and positioning would be like DP also until you get Bakai, right? So he's like a legitimate Rekka character, which is pretty cool. This is the thing I was wondering, like, why don't they give you a reason, incentivize a reason to use Rekkas? There's none right now. So now he finally has one, which is pretty cool. So that is a welcome increase. I really like that a lot. So here's where it gets juicy. The drive gauge decrease when blocking the 3 attacks have changed from 1500 to 2500. Okay, so now he's doing more drive chip with Rekkas. Okay, so stuff like this, right, is a pretty good chunk of drive chip. All right, of course it's not like anything compared to what you're gonna see when we talk about level 4, but this is still, you know, little ripples in the water that we were talking about. Okay, so the input buffer period, start period when going to the 3rd attack changed from frame 2 to frame 7. So basically it's just easier to do like Rekka frame traps. It's not like as tight as it was before. Okay, and there's just plastic or let me see. While using classic controls, attack will not be performed after the 2nd attack if medium or heavy kick are pressed at the same time. Huh? I don't understand that change. I don't understand that change. Whatever. So now let's talk about level 4. So the hitbox of the Rekka has been expanded forward. This is one of my favorite changes. So I'm gonna put this on 50%. That shit is kind of crazy. I'm not gonna lie to you. This is kind of nuts. This is pretty crazy. So now he has a disjoint on his Rekka. And this move is pretty fast. It's 13 frames. Okay. This is a really dope change. This is pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. So I really like this. I love that change a lot. So the drive gauge increase for the first attack has changed from 1400 to 3000. So now he's gaining more drive gauge off of using the first attack, right? And then the second attack, and then the third attack. Okay. Well, it's kind of been redistributed. So technically the first hit, right, gives him the most. And then the second and third got like slightly nerfed, right? But if we were to look at the total values, which was what, 28 plus, so this is 49. This is now 5,500 total as opposed to 49. So he's overall getting more, but he's also getting more earlier. So why that's important is for like when you do stuff like, for example, Rekkas into level 3, or you do EX Rekka into level 2 activate, right? So you're still gonna gain that good chunk of the drive gauge, because I think it's exactly like 3000 is half, right? I'm pretty sure. Let's look at it. Yeah, it's about half. Yeah. I think it's about half. I think exactly like 6,000 per bar, I believe, or something like that. Okay, so that's pretty good. That's pretty good. I am especially a fan of it because of the drive chip. All right, so doing stuff like this, look at his drive gauge compared to mine. Right, so that's pretty it's pretty good. All right, input buffer start period when going to the third attack change from frame 2, so it's the same like before. It's just a little easier to go into the frame trap. Okay, so there's a bug fix with level 4 Rekkas. Okay, it fixed an issue where the input buffer starting frame for the next attack differed from other strengths. Okay, so basically what that sounds like is that the window to cancel into the Rekkas was different depending on which Rekka you did, which can be a little annoying. So, but now it's like a universal timing. All right, so drink level 0 through 3 EX Rekkas. So now the advantage has changed on the hit for the first one. Originally it was 0, now it's +1. Why this is dope is because now if you punish counter, you can get +5, right? So you can whiff punish with the Rekkas, and now you're getting like pretty good conversions. Okay, which is pretty dope. So we'll go back and I'll show you that. So see, now you get that. And if you have target combo, oops. Oh. And this shit still doesn't work. Have to be like super close. Okay, so this buff isn't as great as I was hoping, but either way, you know, it's another option, I suppose, right? So it's not a big deal. Drive gauge reduction when blocking the 3 attacks changed from 1500 to 25. Hits after the second attack are no longer subject to combo scaling. This is a pretty good buff. I don't know why this used to scale. That shit was kind of corny, but I'm glad they fixed that. So now this does a lot more damage just overall. So before, right, let's say like Rekkas, right? You see how it scales like that? It went from 95, 95, 76, 66. Now it's going to follow all the way through. So now doing actual EX Rekkas will do like decent damage, right? So this is pretty cool. Okay, so I'm all for that. That's cool. And the same applies, I believe, with, yeah, it's the first 2 hits of EX Rekkas into drink. Also, the drink part where he kicks out gets scaled though, so that doesn't follow all the way through like the punch Rekkas. Okay, so now what's next? We got, where is it? Oh, so they also expanded the hitbox for the first hit of EX Rekka. The hits after the second attack no longer scale, right? So it's the same change basically. So now if we look at level 4 Jamie, we'll go back to this, go back to 50% speed. This is pretty crazy. This button is, I mean, this special is, bruh. This is gonna be, yeah. Especially considering that, like, this won't be scaled, and now look at how much damage this is doing. This does 30% now. That simple fucking hit confirm did 30% because there's no scaling now. Now it actually counts as one move, which it should have always been. I don't, especially for an EX move, right? This still scales, but the EX one doesn't, which is pretty cool. So this change is really, really good, especially for mid-screen corner carry plus damage. I'll take that all day. So I really like that a lot. Okay. And then what's cool is if you get these whiff punish opportunities like we talked about, especially with EX level 4, this already has more hit advantage. This is +3 naturally. Okay. So when you punish counter with this, you can get some stuff. You can get some shit, all right? So now, especially, look how much damage it just did. That was crazy. All right. Okay. So pretty good. So I love that change a lot, especially because I've been talking about for a while how I want to like be the Jamie that does like the Rekka style approach, right? Because then I can incorporate the Fei Long experience. But now I'm incentivized to do so, especially with the buffs to Rekkas. So the Rekka buffs are dope as fuck. I really like them a lot. Let's see, what is this? So the Rekkas into the drink ender, same type of changes with the drive gauge increase and the reduction on block, right? So let's see, same thing with the EX version. Okay, so they share a lot of qualities in that regard. So let's see, now this is kind of crazy. Honestly, this is one of the most unexpected changes. I don't know why they gave this to him, but I'm not gonna say no to a good time. So I would be a fool to do otherwise. And so we see this is changed the recovery from 17 to 16 frames. The disadvantage on block has been changed to -5 to -3, and the knockdown has been increased by 2 frames. The knockdown part is the part that mind fucked me the most, because I already knew that they changed this, right? I already heard that they changed, they made it safe. I was like, okay, cool, that's cool. I'm glad that they gave him like a palm that like that he can make safe, and it's the slowest one, so it's pretty easy to react to it, right? It's not like light would have been kind of toxic, right? Because this is 17 frames. But they gave it to his 25 frame palm, whatever, not a big deal. People can still perfect parry this, right? It's -3, not a big deal. But why I think it's fucking crazy is because of this. I don't know who thought this was okay, but I will have the check sent to you January 2025. All right, send you something in the mail. This now gives you a save jump. Why the fuck does this give you a save jump? I don't know. I'm not complaining. Again, I'd be a fool to complain. But this gives you a save jump. So now I could just do that. Like, what the fuck? I could just do that. Like, why? right? But then remember what we talked. So this is the ripple effects we talked about. What did I tell you guys about earlier? What did I tell you guys about earlier with the stand medium kick? Do you guys remember? I'll show you again. You see what I'm saying? Into a safe jump. So that's fucking crazy, man. That is crazy. Now you're getting a safe jump off of that. Like what? That's crazy. That's insane. So technically you could get this already with, like, you know, with light DP, right? But it did no fucking damage, right? So now you're gonna be able to do this, which is like, what? This is insane. And the corner carry. That's the craziest part. It's like, I'm just like, wait, what? And then the funniest part is, if I hit this shit, cool. Like, obviously if I hit it far, the value changes, right? So it's not going to be the same. I'm not gonna be able to get a safe jump off of this because this will be too many frames, right? Like if I do it from like right here, right? Like plus 43. Okay, so it'll have too many frames and then I won't be able to safe jump, which is like whatever. But either way, like, my point is, like, if they block this though, like, I don't give a shit. That's what's so crazy about this, you know? So this is pretty crazy. I'm not gonna lie. All right, so just the damage disparity is significant. So if I did light, that's 1710 versus 1890, right? If I had like light Bakai, then you'd want to go for this for sure, right? Especially because it keeps you close enough. You build more meter, you build like a lot more super bar. Okay, so let's say, look at my super bar, right? So let me get the chat out of the way. So this is my super bar with Bakai, right? Let me do the safe jump so you can see the with that, right? That's a lot of meter there. Versus if I do this, see, so it's way more meter off of this, right? So, and you get the safe jump that would cover both wake ups. I'm pretty sure that you cannot cover back roll with, yeah, you're too far. But this, oh yeah, too far for both. But yeah, you might as well just do this because you get double dash, right? You get double dash on both, but you're building so much more meter in the process. Okay, so you get the Oki on either way. If you don't want to go for the safe jump, you can just do the double dash, which is a pretty good alternative. But so basically level 0, you want to go into heavy palm, right, for the corner carry, safe jump, stuff like that. And then when you get level 2, you just, if you want to go for like Oki instead of damage, you should do light Bakai. That's basically the TLDR version of it. Okay, so yeah, that's a very welcome change. This is this change is fucking crazy. So EX Palm has increased knockdown time by 3 frames when the attack hits an opponent in the air. Okay, so basically if I were to do this, let me see, what could I do? EX, that doesn't work, so I'd have to do, I'm trying to think of something. Let's say I shimmy, right? That works. Why? I don't know. I don't know why this works, but it works. So yeah. So now you basically can, which is pretty crazy. So there's a 7K, like a new updated version to his DP punish. off of it. So before, if like, let's say I baited Gal doing, you would do this. Oops. You do this. Right, and then you go into level 3 and it would do like 7140 or something like that, but now your optimal combo is gonna just basically be this. And then you'd go into level 3 and that does like 7200 or something like that. All right, so it does a lot of damage. So that change is pretty cool, and it makes for like some pretty cool stuff that I found last night. I'd have to like think about to show you guys, but some pretty cool like EX palm level 2 stuff for like some crazy corner carry shit I was doing by accident. I was like, this is fucking crazy. I like the change a lot. Pretty good, pretty smooth. So now light DP is a frame faster. They added an initial scaling of 30% to it, I guess because they know people are going to be doing combos after it now. The startup changed from 6 to 5 frames, and the transition attack hitbox after the initial hit has been expanded forward. So now when it hits, like there will be some times where like you'd hit somebody with light DP, but then Jamie kind of stays so close to his own original position that the second hit wouldn't hit, because he's like knocking them back in a way, but then when he kicks forward, he's still kind of in this original position. But now when people jump at you, you can get some pretty cool shit. So let me show you against Luke, for example. Right, you can get stuff like that mid-screen, which is pretty cool. So you could always do this, but now it's just a little bit easier to do it. Which is pretty cool. I do wish that they actually buffed his DP like collision box, but I think it's intentional. They're doing that on purpose. I think they want DPs to have this like weird fucking dead spot for whatever reason. But yeah. But see, now sometimes that happens, which is really fucking weird, but it's no big deal. I do wish you could sweep after it. That would have been pretty cool. Kind of disappointed that you can't do that. You can also do level 3 after it too. So yeah, so that's a welcome change, and it's good too because now that he has a legitimate 5-frame DP, like Blanca can't do that fake safe jump setup against him anymore mid-screen, which is pretty cool. Let's see, dive kick. So the pushback on block has been reduced. The hurt box around the feet now comes out on the 6th frame of the technique instead of the 10th. Okay, and reduce the hurt box around the feet from the 13th frame of the technique. So basically it's easier to hit him if you know it's coming out, but you can't accidentally hit him on some corny shit like before. That's basically what the change indicates. So it's kind of like a nerf and a buff at the same time, but it's a buff because like the change to reducing the hurt box is way more important than whatever the fuck happens afterwards. So I will do this. Okay, so you see, if this was the prior patch, the hurt box on this shit would be like this. This is not a dramatization, okay? All right, so now that we've been buffed, as you can see, it's a pretty big difference, right? So it's significantly less. So now you're not gonna get hit by fucking low forwards and sweeps and stuff like that, which made no sense. Okay, so it's a pretty good change. I like it a lot. All right, so now there's less pushback also on the move. So when you dive kick, you still are, you're still in like pressure range. That was one of the things that kind of sucked, was you would pressure and then like you would be so far, you know, which was like really annoying. But now it's I actually kind of like this change a lot because it keeps your pressure on top of the opponent if you space your dive kick properly. Right. All right. So not bad. I think that the dive kick change is cool. I still wish that they made his hitbox a little bit better to match like his foot, at least the front part of the foot. Maybe not like the downwards part, but at least the front part. But it's all good. At least now it doesn't lose as often to mindless like pokes and shit like that. So I'll take that. It also means too I might be able to like bait out Guile flash kicks a lot easier. Let me see. Oh wow. Yeah, it's still kind of okay. Yeah, it definitely works a little bit better now for sure. It definitely works better, so it's not bad. I'll take that. All right, let's see what else. So Bakai, this is one of the biggest changes for sure. Projectile invincibility has been expended until the final attack's frames are finished. Literally what it sounds like absolutely no joke. This shit is legit facts. Like here's a prime fucking test, right? All right. He actually goes all the way through this. This shit is incredible. This shit makes me so happy. Look at this. This is so cool. This is so cool. Look at this. It works. It actually functions. It actually works. Life is good. About time. I do wish though that like the moves still moved further faster. That was the real thing that I wanted. But I guess I still like this. I like this a lot. So it would have been nicer if it moved forward, like all of the versions move forward like medium does, you know, because the slight delay is what killed it. But yeah, this is pretty good, so I'm pretty happy with that change. So tension, there's a bug fixed an issue where the internal combo count starting value would be added even though the opponent was standing on the ground after the hit. So basically this was to fix some like I guess like juggle combos or some shit that would happen that were not possible if you did normal tension for some reason. Overdrive, so the EX version, they removed the immediate scaling, but they added initial scaling of 30%. Okay, so they tweaked the attack so that the combo scaling is applied from the first follow-up attack. So this is actually a pretty dope buff. So let's say if I do like EX, right? Let me see. That doesn't work mid-screen. You have to do something like that, right? Okay. So, you know, you do like your what's it called? You do your like EX, you know, you do your little follow-up stuff, whatever, right? The thing was the regular version was kind of whack. Because it was like, well, what the fuck do I do with this? And this scales a lot. But what's cool though, pertaining to this, is that I guess we're gonna talk a little bit about the one of the buffs down the road a bit. But super, level 1 super is now 8 frames, okay? So now you can do this. And this actually does pretty good damage. So that did almost 25% because the scaling didn't kick in on the super. So it retained its 110% scaling value, which is pretty cool, right? So that's really good for situations where you're trying to chip somebody out or you just want to get a really quick drink, right? on top of depleting their drive gauge. So look at that, I just got 20% and I got a drink, which is pretty crazy. So at level 3, let's say if I'm at level 3, right, and I'm like, well, and look at my Oki, right? Right, so it's pretty good. Let me see. So yeah, so his super level 1 is now changed from 10 to 8 frames of startup. They added a new hitbox from frames 8 to 10 of the technique. Attack hitbox for the first and second attack that is only applied when an opponent is in a combo has been expanded. So basically that way, like, there's less whiffs. Sometimes the super would whiff certain hits and it does less damage. So that's pretty cool. So now, like, it tries to make sure more of the hits are hitting to get the full damage. Reduce forward movement when the screen darkens and increased forward movement after the screen transition is over. The first frame of the technique was completely invincible, and this has been changed to be only strike and throw invincible. That's bullshit. They should have left that, but whatever. All right. And so this change is pretty cool. So now you get a lot of really dope conversions that you couldn't get before. So for example, something like this. Stuff like that, right? Or the Hatson combo. Oops. Where are we going to that, right? Instead, now you can do this. Which is pretty sick, right? So that is that's pretty dope. And there's other cool things too, like I seen something like this. I think it was something like this, right? Let me see. Yeah, like that. That's a pretty dope combo. This character's just so stylish, man. So it's pretty cool. And then there's like other practical things about it that are really dope too. Like for example, if I want to whiff punish, right? Say we're playing footsies. Now you can do that, which is pretty huge. That's pretty good. And then there are like situations like Marissa's, where is she? Where she would do like her target combo and it would only be like -8 that on block, right? And before, like you'd have to commit to like stand fierce, right? But the thing was, if she did this into Gladius and it was immediate, you'd lose, right? So she would have to delay it like that. If she delays it, then this would work, right? Which is cool, and then you can get, you know, your conversion off of it. So what you'd have to do was you'd had to convince her to delay it, and the way you would make her delay it is you DI'd here, right? Like that. And then now she's like, all right, well, I'm gonna charge it so that she can beat, you know. Oops. Let's see. I think I gotta hold it all the way. There you go. Like something like that, right? She would have to do that, basically. And so then that's when you do the stand fierce. But now you have counterplay to both, which is really cool. So the second you block this, you can just do super, and it'll cover both the timings now, which is pretty cool. All right, so that if she now does this and she does nothing, this is -8. Now you punish it, right? So now you're punishing both the Gladius and that, which is pretty dope. Okay, so that's actually pretty cool. I like that a lot. So I think that is basically it. Oh, and then they said level 3 collision push box at the beginning of the technique has been expanded upwards, making it more difficult for Jamie to pass underneath airborne opponents. Okay, so let's see, does this work? Ah, okay. Nice. That's pretty cool. Nice. All right, cool beans. well, yeah, there goes all the changes basically and all the things that I've talked about. So if I were to talk about my favorite ones, I guess we can just pop this up really quick. My favorite ones for sure, the crouching strong being +5 on hit now. The drive chip and replenishment changes to Rekka, so now it's easier for you to regain drive meter and to chip out your opponent. Bokkai being fully invincible to projectiles while it's active is pretty dope. Stand medium punch being +2 on block is super dope. The target combo from forward heavy kick being faster is pretty good too, so I should probably add that to one of my favorites. So I'm gonna do that also. Bang. Target combo, you know, giving you that true block string off of DRCs is pretty sick. I think that's like a huge change. Rekka's hitbox buff is pretty dope. He got a lot of good changes, yo, but those are definitely the ones that are standing out to me the most. And then like the degenerate stuff, heavy punch palm giving you safe jump and being safe, and now you can whiff punish into it with stand medium kick is pretty fucking ridiculous. I'm not gonna lie, that's something I got to get used to and incorporate. All right, so with that being said, thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate it. If you guys liked the video, comment below, let me know what was your favorite change to Jamie. Maybe you don't play Jamie. What is your favorite change about your respective character? What do you feel about the patch so far? How are you feeling about the direction of Street Fighter 6? Is there anything else you feel that the game is missing or could incorporate aside from characters, of course? Appreciate it, guys. You know, let people know we exist. Sub to the channel, like the video as always, and I appreciate you guys. Peace.